A difference in size.
Uh,
But they both pack a mighty punch.
let's fucking go! I'm in it just to rewrite
Hello,
history.
everybody, and welcome back to another BTE podcast. My name is Stephen Hawley, and I'm here in the studio with my main man, always chopping, keep chopping, shouting, championship Walker, baby. What is up?
We back, baby!
Hey, Jamie, JT.
It's been 26 years. It's been a long damn time, but your boys, we are world champions, baby! And I say we because I'm damn near part of this baseball team. I don't care what nobody tells me. It's been a long damn time. You hear this voice? This is commitment, okay? It has been, we've been away for a while. I'm sure you guys have noticed because it has been a full-time job being a Braves fan these past few weeks here, okay? I'm going to tell you real quick. It's been a long time. Look, this isn't an actual trophy, but this will do for now until the old baby shot comes shining on them. I got some things in the mail, okay? I ordered some merch yesterday. It's coming in the mail, all right? They might have to have a couple sharper.
That's a damn closet. That's a closet.
They're going to have three Amazon trucks to get everything delivered here.
You look good though, baby. You can't get that kind of shine off you, my man.
I feel good. Look, I'm even wearing my fantasy ring to kind of just emulate. Well, man, we champions, baby. You know what I'm saying?
You are.
Oh man, it feels good. It's
not. I don't know what's worse right now. Probably the couple of years that series took off your heart or your voice. But boy,
oh jeez,
raspy and a few years shorter in the lifespan, my man.
it's been raspy for like 3 weeks. Ever since I went to the NLDS. I don't know if we talked about that. I went to the NLDS series. We may have talked. I don't remember. I feel like we did, but lost it there. Slowly got it back. Lost it during the NLCS. And then I was fortunate enough to go up to the games 3, 4, and 5 in Atlanta. Woo!
There it is. That's exactly how it should sound.
Oh my goodness, was that incredible, dude? That was last night. So we were sitting on the couch last night. Oh, for anyone who's wondering what the topics are, it's kind of funny. So I texted Holly. I said, "Hey, do you have any topics?" As I'm writing this to you, I had already wrote down topics. Okay, tell the people what you said.
Is there any topic other than the Braves?
This is what I wrote down. I wrote Atlanta down 7 times because that's how many runs we scored last night against the freaking trash throws. Let's go, baby!
There it is. See, this is what I'm warning you about. You're playing right into Dusty's hands. You got to be careful. It is a little gloved paws.
The glove ball. What I love is he had the mask on the entire series, and then last night we went up 6-0. The mask came off. The shit was serious. Oh man, it was good. But
Yeah.
what was I going
Virus be damned. It's 6-0. It's 6-0. Take this
stupid thing off. Okay, I'm pissed. No, but I was telling Caitlin last night. We've been watching her and I have been watching the Braves since 2010. That's how long her and I have been together. So she's been on this path for a pretty damn good time now. I've been on it a little bit longer than she has, but we've been watching these guys forever. We would go home at night, and summer nights we didn't have money to do anything. We had the MLB package, or it would be on TV. So we'd cook us some chicken, some rice, put our plates down in front of the TV, and put the Braves game on. 'Cause that's all we had was summer, right? We couldn't really go out and do anything. That was our thing, but from May to September, because they didn't really go to the playoffs too often back early on. And then, and again, every year.
Once you get that MLB package, you're invested. Now you got all kinds of you got options for the rest of the summer.
It wasn't even ours. It was my mom's. We just we signed in their account. But that's what we would do. We would sit there and watch, and it was a good time. It was cool. Like one of those things that like you just always have. Like you don't really appreciate it right until it's gone. And I was obviously there for Game 5. We could have closed it out. We could have won it, and that would have been incredible. But last night I was sitting on the couch, and it was kind of like it encompassed. It brought everything back in, right? Kayla and I are sitting there on the couch, and I was like, "This is how it started. This is what you and I we've been doing this for the last 11 years, and now you get to witness it." So. Getting a little emotional thinking about it, but she cried last night too because it's cool, man. Like that's what it is. It's just baseball is like just family. It's love, and sure. that's what it was for us. So it was really cool. Like I wouldn't have changed it for the world. And I even told her, I was like, look, we wanted it all those years. We wanted to win obviously every year, but it was worth the wait. And that was, it was crazy. That was a headline at an Atlanta paper this morning, worth the wait. And 100% was. We would have won last year. I wouldn't have been able to go. It was in Houston. There was no fans there. And it wouldn't have felt right to win like we did after the season we had. But you can't, bro, it's a storybook fairy tale. Like this we talked about forever. An 88 winning team.
At 500, midway through the year, you're at 500. Your star player goes down with an ACL. It didn't look like there was even a shot in the dark that this was even a playoff team.
Lose Acuna, Soroka, Travis Arnaud got hurt halfway through the season. Then we lost Ozuna to beating his wife or whatever, and and it looked glim, absolutely looked glim. And here we are, popping champagne, baby.
Next thing you know, you're popping that champagne.
Dude,
that's what cigar. And you got a jacket that's way too hot for the damn weather right now.
No, it's not. It's not when you're this cool, baby. You know what I'm saying? What's crazy is they talked about it too. Is the announcers kept saying like the Braves have the it factor when it comes to baseball and playoffs, dude. Records, batting average, that shit means nothing. And we get caught up in it as fans as watching it. I remember Alvarez came into the series with 400 plus batting average. Like, this guy is a towering tank. He's going to hit homers after homers. The guy had 2 hits batted for 56. .056. So numbers don't mean shit. It's just having it at the right time and being dialed in. And Jock Peterson, dude, the guy came out, wrote this incredible article.
Clutch. Yep.
Wrote this incredible letter to Atlanta, like talking about it, right? Just being part of this organization. And he talked about a little story where he was on the airplane playing cards with the baseball players, the pitchers, and whatnot. And when they would get off the airplane, they go on their separate buses. They have the player buses and the pitcher buses. Well, he was like, we're playing a fucking card game, so he went and got on the bus. And they were like, wait, what are you doing here, bro? He's like, you fuckers are taking us to the World Series. Let's fucking go, baby. Like, it's cool. We don't see that stuff, right? We just see these guys play baseball, but they're just family, man. I don't know.
Well, look, they're together for so long. I mean, look, the season's a what, 2/3 of the year almost.
It's a long time. It's a grind, bro.
They're on the road. They're on the road for so long, and they're on the road for days at a time, right? I mean, you think NBA, you think NFL, and those guys travel, but they do it in small groups. They don't have these long road stands and things like that where as baseball players you're out there in 3-game series, and then you could travel to another city where you're in another 3-game series, and look, you could be gone for 12 days out of a month, consecutively, if not more. And when you look at the month as a whole, so those guys spend a lot of time together. Baseball players, from my experience, spend more time together than just about any other sport. Maybe some of the smaller sports because the rosters are smaller,
sure.
But those guys just seem to always have a bond, and that team had a bond, and you could tell they were starting to get hot, and they were starting to get just dominant. I mean, every time you turned around, look, I had the game on in the background sometimes. I'm doing some work and getting some things done. You just hear this snap in the office here, and I turn around and I wouldn't have to look. I mean, that's another one. It's just cracked out. Well, I know what that is.
Yeah,
if I've heard that sound before, I've heard it 17 times over the last couple of series.
Playing baseball is tasking, bro. It gets shitted on because, I mean, like, they're like, oh, you don't have to be athletic in baseball. So, like, hey, or one of our followers here, Josh, like, yeah, it isn't physical. It is physical. It's just a different type of physical. You're not slamming into people, but it takes definitely a tasking toll. Another little cool story when I was in Atlanta. This is Atlanta broadcast, so we're going to talk about it because there's some cool stuff. So, their Braves country is like a big thing. Like, that's kind of like that's the family, right? And Snit said it the entire time, Braves country is real, and it really is. Like, it is absolutely insane. So obviously I drove up to Atlanta, and I'm part of the Battery. I was out inside the Battery each day from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and with every day it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And 2 parts. I met a group of people that I was with Friday night, and I had a cowboy hat, so I was pretty recognizable. And I had the jacket on, so everyone kind of recognized me. But I met like a handful of people, and I talked to a lot of them. So I met one guy named Logan and Lauren, or a couple, Logan and Lauren, and they're like, hey, man, I'll be back here tomorrow. I didn't see him Saturday, but on Sunday, we're waiting in line at the porta potty. And he goes, shout, and I go, Logan! And we hug each other. Like, it's just, and I just met the guy freaking 48 hours ago. We act like we've known each other forever. But my favorite stories from the weekend is on that Friday night. I was waiting in line to get a beer. And again, we're all there for the same reason, right? Like it was so funny that I would just walk up to like a random person like, what you guys doing here? We know what we're doing here. Like, dude, yeah, we're just packed out. And so I'm sitting there talking to this guy, we're shooting the shit, and we get into it. And we start talking, where are you from? Like, how long have you been a Braves fan? Like, he's like, forever, man. I've been watching since I was a kid, blah, 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 blah. And I'm telling him, like, I've growing up watching on TBS, right? Drove 5 hours to be up here. And you build this little bond in a matter of 20 minutes waiting in line to get a beer, right? And we just talked about our experiences watching Braves baseball growing up as kids. And we get to the line to buy our beer, and I go ahead, brother. He goes, what do you want, man? I was like, no. He goes, no. You got to get a beer, dude. So he buys me a beer, and he goes, dude, you got to chug with me. I go, all right, man. So we pound it, we chug, and he goes, bro, you've made my trip. I was like, bro, you made mine, dude. This is what it's all about. It's like, these people don't get it, man. It's crazy. Like, but sports in general, I mean, I obviously get a little too invested and too hyped up about it sometimes and can let it control me a little bit, but it's bigger than I always have a hard time explaining it, right? Because it's a feeling you get when you're around the people that enjoy the same thing that you are, when you're watching something. And I mean, you're FSU, you love sports, you get it. That's why we do the podcast, that's why we talk about it. That's why we do this, because it brings everyone together. That's what I've always enjoyed it.
The one thing that sports has always been in talking about it is it's a universal language. Because you can speak French, you can speak English, you can speak Spanish, but you can all be fans of the same team, and none of that matters. You're all still one in the same pack, and regardless of your life circumstances or your physical location, you're always part of that family. Knoll Nation, Gator Nation, the Braves and what they've got. People who never met before in their lives have one common bond that is so deep in them, and it's so enriched in them, and they've invested so much time and energy into it that you meet somebody with that same common interest, and you're immediately family. And that sports has always been that to me. And one thing I've always respected about it is just that ability to kind of transcend any and every type of life scenario with that one bond of being all on the same page there.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way of looking at it. I mean, it strips away kind of everything, right? When you put on the A hat and you put on the A colors, it doesn't really matter what you do outside of here, right? Like inside this stadium, inside this arena, nobody cared what you did. Nobody cared who you were. We're all sitting here at the same damn chairs. Doesn't matter how much money you make or how little you make or what you drive or what you wear. None of that mattered, right? Yeah. We're just here to watch the Braves win. And when that happened, we were all
the biggest family reunion you've ever had, right?
Bro, I hugged so many grown men. It was ridiculous. Dude, so okay, and I'm superstitious. I've been getting better at it because it bothers me to a point where I freak out about what I'm gonna wear because I'm like, oh, they're gonna lose if I do this, right? Like it's exhausting when it comes. It's only baseball. It's only baseball. Other sports, it doesn't faze me at all. But baseball is a very superstitious sport, and it bothers me that I get caught up in it because I don't want to, but it's fun, right? And it's weird is so 2 of the 3 nights this happened. The third night it didn't happen and we lost. Now I'm not saying that it's because this didn't happen, but coincidence, I think not. All right. So again, I'm running around hugging guys, and this is a quiet like little thing that I really I don't even told you about this at work. Like it's just kind of like a weird thing, and it didn't become a thing until day 2 when it actually like happened again, and I was like, oh shit, this is weird, right?
And you can't tell anybody because if you
because then it ruins the thing.
Yes, exactly.
Right. I bet people were watching like, what the fuck happened?
I have one of those too. I've helped the team win. I've helped them win. I know for a fact
it was me.
I wore those shoelaces in that pair of shoes, which I haven't done since 1997.
Actually, I did it last night too. So I did it a different way, but I'll get to that. I'm leading here a little bit. All right, I'm drawing you in here. So we get down to 5 outs. Okay, so when there's 5 outs left in the game, naturally you let everybody know what's going on. There's 5 left. 6
just in case anybody else isn't paying attention.
Yeah, 6 is weird, right? You do this like that's stupid.
Yeah,
but 5,
2 hands, you're like an idiot.
You do this, right? So I hold up 5, and again, like you kind of look around, you're trying to hype people up. So I hold up 5, and I make eye contact with this guy, and he's holding up 5, and we hold up 5, and we look at each other, and we and agree. It's like, okay, we agree. There's 5 outs left.
Wait, you do the 5 thing too?
Right? Yeah, one of those things, right? So turn back around, no brain, no problem. Forget about it. I hold the 4 up again. We get an out. I'm turning around. He's looking at me. He's waiting for me again with his 4. We make eye contact again. Now it's like we're talking to one another, right? Without talking to one another. We have it, bro. The guy is like a good 15, 20 yards away. Like, it's not like he's close. Like, I can't high five him. I can't hug him. He's a reasonable distance away. Okay.
You were 4-5 him.
Exactly. So go into the third inning, right? So now each out is exciting, right? So a big out happens. I'm hugging Caitlin. I'm kissing her. I'm high-fiving her. Then I hold up 3. I turn around. Boom. There he is. Locked in.
Man.
Locked. At this point, we know where we're going after we high-five the people around us, right? 3-2, 2 outs, 1 out. I look at him. The 1 out happens, right? I hug everyone around me. I run over 9 people to get to that dude. I go up to him. I just go like this. We hug. We high five. Never talk to the guy again. That was it.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. We shared a moment.
You did the countdown without knowing that somebody else out there was counting down the way that you count down, damn it.
You know what I'm saying? So, night two, there's no way this happens again, right? I waited to the 4th out because the 5's a little aggressive. I hold up 4, turn around. I don't catch any eyes. I'm out here by myself. No big deal. The next inning again, there's 3 outs left. We go into the 9th. I hold up 3. I turn around. Sure enough, about 20 yards back, we make eye contact. Another dude, another random guy. So I'm not making this shit up, okay?
Right.
Hit him with the 3. He nods. It's in agreement that from here on out, you and I are together.
We're doing this thing.
Same thing happens. We count it down. I literally hugged everyone around me, high-fived it, hold it up. I look back. I give him the wave. Almost like I'm shortstop and he's center field. I'm letting him know, hey, there's 2 left.
I'm hitting the cutoff, man.
Hey. All right. 1 out. Same thing. We get that out. We win the game. I run over 9 people to get to this dude. I hug him. I high-five him. Never see him again. Sunday night, I don't know what the hell happened. We got our ass kicked. But Tuesday,
did you hold up the 5?
Well, we never had a chance. we were losing going into the night. But there's a lot of bad juju going on that night. I don't know what happened, but last night, Tuesday, Caitlin was here, so it'd been weird if I looked at her. So I went to Facebook and started a countdown on my post. Started with 3, put up the hand emoji, put the 1 emoji, and that was it. So I'm hoping there was somebody else out there on the other end of that Facebook post receiving it.
But it's just, there was.
There was. People liked it when it happened, so I know they knew what I was talking about, and I knew we were in for the good stuff. So cheesy shit, I know, but that's what I love baseball. It's just dumb, stupid, superstitious shit that doesn't.
There. You got to do it. You got to do it. Look, and baseball's always been a little superstitious. Like the players, it's a little like golf where they have those little quirks, right? Like
little waggle.
I'm gonna tap the bat on the plate 4 times before I'm in my stance. The managers never step on the line. The pitchers never step on the line coming around and off the field.
It's so fun.
They've all got these little quirks that are just so odd. But yeah, baseball's always been that way because it's
Dusty Baker,
slow, monotonous.
Dusty Baker,
he wears gloves and double masks.
Well, he doesn't. He won't sit. He sits the farthest step away from home plate. Most managers sit at the first step at home plate. He sits at the farthest one away. Will not sit at the first one. It's just stuff like.
Seems to be working well for him.
Yeah, maybe he should move chairs. my man's right.
Buddy, you're 65 years old. You should probably get a little closer.
My record isn't too hot from that chair. You might want to check it out a little bit. Again, I don't. I hope I'm not boring anybody, but I got another fun little story. This one might get me arrested, but so they have this store in the. I have a World Series store at Atlanta, and I have this jacket here with my patches. And Caitlin calls and she's like, they have a World Series patch in here. Do you want to get it? And I go, I have to. Because...
Yes. I don't know where we're going to put it on that thing, but there's not
a lot of
real estate left.
I knew if we would have won, we would get a different patch than the one I have, because this was like a branding patch. But I was like, I have to, because you just never know, right? And this was we were only up 3-1 at the time, which was pretty good. But I go in there and I put it on the counter. Looks like this. And the guy goes, it's $50. I was like, what the fuck?
Boy, that's rich.
Yeah, for a patch. I go, $50? He goes, yeah. He goes, but I got you. I go, all right. What the hell does that mean? He goes, are you military or anything? I was like, no, not at all. And I was like, look at me. And he goes, all right, man, cool. And he opens the bag, and I go,
Look at me.
I'd be pissed if I didn't get it. So I tossed it in the cart, and I got like some moral pearls and something else. And he goes, 1067. And I look at him, and he goes, 1067. I was like, I appreciate it, brother. Thanks, man. Swipe my card and get the hell out of there.
Well, I think you're in the clear. I mean, you were the honest man.
That's true. I didn't. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But again, it's just. I mean, again, the guy was a Braves fan. Obviously, it just goes another story, kind of like showing the love for those guys. I got plenty of beers from people. It was. I don't know, man.
How many beers did you buy for other people? You're a little cheap sometimes. How many beers did you buy for other people?
Hey. So it's
I said a little.
It's a tradition to. I get that a lot. I've been spending money lately. I said, hey, it's tradition. You got to buy your neighbor a beer. So the first night when we got there, I bought my neighbor a beer. Funny thing about that too, I remember looking back, shaking his hand, introducing myself, like, hey man, what's going on? Because we're gonna be there for the next 5 hours. Like we better become boys, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a drink.
It's gonna be a long night if we don't like each other.
He doesn't have his drink in his hand. I'm like, whatever. I'm sitting there waiting in line, and I'm like, what are the odds I buy this guy a beer and he doesn't drink? So I buy a beer. I go, hey man,
He's in line for the water.
Yeah, it's ritual for at a Braves game. You buy your neighbor a beer. We did it in the NLDS. Bought this guy a beer. He goes, I don't drink. So I gave it to the girl, and then I bought a beer for the guy in front of me, Logan, who we ended up being bros with. And then the third night, we shotgunned a beer with a guy that looked like an AJ Minter. So I gave him the beer we brought in. What did we do the second night? Somebody had a beer. I don't know.
That might get you in trouble. You just admitted to smuggling beer in.
No. We were able to bring coolers and all that stuff in to where we sat. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, because you're in the battery.
We were in the battery. Dude, incredible experience to sit out there, dude. Absolutely
it's
incredible.
cool out there. I'll give you that.
Yeah. We're sharing, bro. I'm vibing. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
You're in the zone.
TIP. Hey, Jamie.
Look, this was the final cut I needed to. I've seen the Miami Heat. That's my basketball team. I've seen the Gators win twice, and in basketball. Not really too big about football like the Falcons, but not like the other teams. But baseball, that's been my sweet bread and love forever, and finally to see them pull it off, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like I mentioned to you earlier today, I'm concerned about your short-term mental health now that there's not any midweek shenanigans, baseball, mini heart attacks. I don't know what you're gonna do with yourself. This is like one of those things where, like, that once the high is gone, you're gonna go out there to get a fix. Like you're gonna steal a car or something just because you gotta you gotta keep this. You gotta keep that energy going.
When we were in Atlanta, because game 3 and 4 were electric. 3 was very important because we knew, hey, we win this, it's just 2 more games and we win and we can close this thing out at home. So Wednesday night was a close-ass game. Or Friday was a close-ass game. I think not close, but a little while. I think we had like a 3 or 4 point. I don't remember now. But the game was exciting because it was.
You're judging by the number of beers that it sounds like you.
God, I don't understand
why it might be a touch of a blur.
It was close, right? Because every game was close, but I remember like it was just electric, right? Like every big moment, every big hit, you're just going ape shit, right? And then game 2 of that weekend, which was game 4, was absolutely insane. With back-to-back homers by Dansby in the 7th and then Jorge Soler to basically take the go-ahead. And then there was a crazy catch at the end of the 8th. So there were so many highs those 2 games. And then we had a grand slam on Sunday. Bro, I was burnt on the nerves because I was just exhausted from watching it. Like, you're just like, what the hell? What else could happen at this point? So honestly, I'm relieved, right? It's said and done. It's kind of like the Iron Man. Like, once you did it, you're like, all right, like, hey, do you want to? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm not missing anything. I promise.
What's wild is the one game that it felt like was almost a given for you guys was a grand slam early in the game, right? And I'm thinking statistically, and this is something that certainly somebody can pull up if they want to, completely up to you on what you do with your free time. However, for me, I'm just going to go with statistically, I feel like it's highly improbable to hit a grand slam in a game and still lose. That just seems like it's kind of difficult for the other team to overcome. So
I would
saw
say
that and I'm like,
a leading grand slam. I wouldn't say, because you get a grand slam to tie it or whatever, but a leading grand slam, yes. But again, first inning, that's only 4 runs. But it's the fact that a grand slam just happened to me in the World Series. And to be honest with you, we lose that game going back to Houston, I was not feeling good. Because that's a huge momentum swinger. Like, to see a grand slam and then to watch the game literally just kind of just fade away.
Slowly fall away, yeah. Yeah, that does hurt a little bit. Look, I think the Iconics, the biggest, look, there are a couple of just major jacks, and there are a couple of clutch plays that were made on both sides. But honestly, I think the biggest play of the entire series was the first bat, first at bat. The guy walks up, first at bat of the World Series, game 1, pitch 1, or I don't know.
It was a history. It was the first one ever.
Yeah, first time it ever happened. But I mean, if that didn't just kind of pave the way for what we didn't know to be the future, but it's just dinger after dinger after dinger, and then obviously game 6 is a 3-run jack that goes over the wall. That thing probably still hasn't landed. And then 2 innings later, that thing's, you got another 3-run dinger that just, it basically was like,
two-run dinger.
If there was any wind left in Houston, like you think like a boxer, right? And you got one guy who's bigger than the other. You got one guy who's favored in a fight. But you've just got this one guy who's in there just throwing these body shot. And then after a while, like the big guy, he hurts. It hurts a little bit. I felt like that home run was the shot that just took all the wind out of Houston. And they just were done. I mean,
it was only 3 runs.
That's when the mask came off. That's when it just the shoulders dropped, the heads dropped. They weren't as fast on the bases when they finally did get hits. The Houston fans were cheering for routine base hits like you guys
they were
cheering. They were so rare.
They were cheering only because the Braves chants were so loud. They were trying to just basically
you couldn't. That was
close it out.
What was happening last night? That's crazy.
Yeah, and what's funny is the Braves had 3 home runs last night. The Astros had 2 the entire series. It's hard to hit the baseball when you don't know what's coming. It's really hard.
It's finally, we've been chatting here for a little while, and it's the first time that's come out. But I remember old double mask Dusty being pretty upset when somebody alluded to the fact that they might have been stealing signs again. He was very, very appalled by that accusation. But it looked pretty apparent that when you don't know what they're throwing, you're gonna have a hard time.
He wasn't there for the scandal, but yeah, they didn't. They looked like they didn't know
like the accusations when he was there. But again,
no, because they had a good ball team. But it's funny because they are 1-0 when cheating and 0-2 when being straight up. Yeah, it's hard to win when you don't know what's coming. But listen, man, we had to get back in the swing of things. We'll get back to our normal schedule routine. We're talking about here and there, but we had to celebrate. We had to come in. We had to pop out the cigar, bring out the ring, bring out the trophy. This doesn't happen. It all happens every 26 years, guys. You're gonna hear about it.
It'll be here again.
You're gonna hear about it. Look, I like our chances to go back, but I'm going to just enjoy this while I can, and we'll worry about next year when it gets here.
Yeah, I love it. Look, it looks good on you, big boy. You deserve every minute of it. You gave a piece of your heart away, and to put that much energy into it, my man, you deserve every ounce of it. Congrats, champ.
I appreciate it. Steven, Chad, Holly.
Shelton, my man, keep on chopping Walker.
It's been a pleasure. Go Braves!
Good to see you again, my friend.
Your 2021 World Series champions. Until next time, guys, keep that BDE flowing. Buggity, buggity, buggity. Go Braves.
Oh, my, call me a